2, 1. All right. Hey, everybody. Hey, everybody. I'm Christi Vogt. I'm from Colorado, and welcome to a LifeVantage overview. Thanks for taking about 20 minutes out of your day just to learn more about activation and the new technology on how to feel better, live better, longer, flip the switch. So I'm going to turn it over to my friend Kim Novak from Florida. She's an RN and BSN, and I want her to share her story.
Okay, hi everyone. My name is Kim. I've been in a little bit about me. I've been a nurse for 16 years. I am married with 2 kids, a almost 15-year-old daughter and a 12-year-old boy. And 2 years ago, I got really sick with my bowels and I didn't know what was going on. And I was nauseous all the time. And I was having endoscopies, colonoscopies. They even thought that maybe it was my ovaries. But I saw quite a few doctors and it was ongoing. So I changed my whole diet up originally because I thought this has to be something I'm putting in my body that has been irritating me and making me so sick. Even with changing up my diet over 8 months, I still was sick and I had been going to the ER a few times. And I felt like crap. I had no energy. I was fatigued. I was very depressed. I was in pain all the time. I was barely eating and I lost a lot of weight. My 2 girlfriends are on the LifeVantage yellow pill and they were posting things on social media here and there. And I'm like, these girls look amazing. Why do they feel so good? I want to feel like that. I want to be able to get up and work out and do all these things. So I reached out to them to find out what's your secret? What's going on here? So they told me about the yellow pill and filled me in on all the information. So I've been on it now 2 months. Within 2 weeks of taking the activated essentials, which if anybody's on any of them, it's the probiotic, the Nerf 1 and Nerf 2. I noticed a huge change in my body immediately. I wasn't nauseous when I woke up in the morning anymore. I didn't have the abdominal pains. I wasn't having these irregular bowel movements. I was able to eat and keep food down. I had so much more energy. By like week 3, I was like working out again on the bike, you know, and like getting back my life somewhat. And this has been such a life changer for me that I was like so excited about this that I wanted to tell everybody. And as a nurse, you know, we all want to help people get well and better. And the future is about health and wellness. So that's why we're here today. So thank you guys for coming on and, you know, taking the time out to listen to us talk.
So I started out, thank you, Kim. I started out 22 years ago as a medical esthetician, and I'm just listening to people's stories as I'm doing fancy treatments on their skin. And it didn't take me long to realize, oh my gosh, everybody has the same concerns I'm hearing. It doesn't matter if they're male or female or how old they are or how much money they have. They're telling me that they're not sleeping well. They know they're not eating well or taking care of themselves like they should. Lots of aches and pains, popping ibuprofen like candy. Hormones are out of whack. So I started really then reading on their skin what they were telling me. It was a fascinating journey. The skin's the largest organ on the body, and it's a telltale sign of what's going on inside. Fast forward, I started working for a physician practicing anti-aging medicine. And in 2004, he sent me to this A4M meeting in Chicago. It was a meeting for physicians practicing anti-aging and preventative medicine, which back in the day, there weren't that many. Thank goodness it's becoming more and more common to see. But back then in 2004, the scientists that were studying disease and aging made one huge discovery, and that was at the root of every disease they were looking at and aging just itself. There was one common thread, and that was cellular oxidative stress / inflammation. It was the root of everything they were looking at. So, they were saying if we can bring down that inflammation, we can improve quality of life and lower risk for disease. So that's where my journey took a shift, and I was focused on really understanding what causes inflammation, how to bring it down. And then fast forward, I opened up a medical clinic doing cosmetic dermatology and preventative medicine, helping people change their diet and lifestyle, because my heart really is just to help people, live a quality of life. What good is it if we live to 80, 90, 100 years old if our bodies start breaking down at age 65? We hear those stories all the time. It's heartbreaking. And we can do something about it. It doesn't matter in the end how beautiful we are, how beautiful our skin is, if our bodies are breaking down and not feeling well, right? So that's what we're talking about to you guys today. And it's new technology. It's stuff that you probably haven't heard yet before. So just keep an open mind. And I think you'll be just as fascinated as we are with the information. So I want you guys to think about your daily conversations, with your spouse, with your friends, with your family, with yourself. Like, that people just are not feeling as good as they should. Everyone's stressed out and busy. And I mean, this was before COVID, right? Aches and pains and gut issues. How many people have gut issues and hormone issues? And again, just not sleeping well. Why do we feel so bad? And what are we doing about it? Most people are just mindlessly grabbing vitamins and supplements off the shelf. We're not here to talk about vitamins and supplements today, you guys. As a matter of fact, most vitamins and supplements, because they're not regulated, are doing more harm than good, especially your antioxidant vitamins like vitamins A, C, and E. Our bodies don't recognize those high doses of synthetic ingredients. So toss out the old school vitamins and supplements that aren't regulated, that are not science-backed. Same thing about pain, like pharmaceutical meds or pop and ibuprofen. We're just masking the root cause of why we're not having pain, or why we are having pain, right? Same thing with sleeping aids and energy drinks. We're just masking the root of really what's going on. If we're not addressing the root cause, then the problem's just going to get worse and worse over time. So I want you to think about our environment today. More than ever before, it's so different. 85,000 chemicals have been introduced to us since the Industrial Revolution. 85,000 chemicals. Think about the generations before the Industrial Revolution. Like, my grandparents were farmers. They were living more off the land, growing their own food. They were outside, more physically active, getting vitamin D naturally from the sun, right? And physically more active. And, their soils were rich in vitamins and minerals. We're supposed to be getting vitamin B12 and lots of essential minerals from our soils. They're completely depleted of that, right? Their air was cleaner. Their water was cleaner. They weren't exposed to all the processed foods and fast foods and technology from our phones and our computers and microwaves, right? So we're just exposed to more toxins today than ever before. And very simply, toxins go into our system. They become free radicals. The free radicals attack our cells. The attack on our cells is called cellular oxidative stress, kind of rusting of the cells. It's the root of inflammation. Our cells actually have their own defense mechanism where they kick out antioxidants to help neutralize those free radicals. But what's happening today is that we're exposed to more toxins than ever before. More free radicals are occurring, and our cells just can't keep up with that. So it just makes sense. We've got to be doing something different now than the generations before us even heard of, right? So here's a visual of just how cellular oxidative stress and inflammation can affect every organ and system in our body, right? From our brain to our hearts, to our kidneys, to our guts, to our skin. So it's all about biohacking, and all biohacking means simply is just taking control of our own biology. You guys, the science that's happening today is fascinating. I mean, generations to come are going to be living to 120, 140 and beyond because of the science today. And it's all about using nutrigenomics. So nutrigenomics is taking plant-based nutritional compounds and formulating them to change gene expression. It's a huge market, expected to reach over $17 trillion by 2023. That's around the corner. You know, it's a big thing right now. We can no longer blame our genetics on so many things like heart disease and obesity and most cancers and autoimmune diseases, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's. You know, we can literally take control by changing diet and lifestyle, and by activating through nutrigenomics, we can change gene expression. So our hero product, the little yellow pill that Kim was referencing, this little guy right here, I can say that it's formulated through nutrigenomics, and it can change gene expression. It's amazing. It is made up of 5 different plant ingredients. You had probably are taking some of these, like turmeric, right? Everyone's hearing about turmeric and how it's full of antioxidants and anti-inflammatory benefits, because it's not regulated, you know, you can't just take a bottle of turmeric off the shelf, even though it might say pure turmeric from India. You know, we don't know what it is. It might be just some colored, you know, filled with lots of fillers. Same thing with green tea. You can't go to Starbucks and drink a green tea latte and thinking you're getting all of your antioxidants from, you know, from green tea. So 5 different plant ingredients. Individually, they can be very nourishing, full of antioxidants and anti-inflammatory benefits. But the magic is in the synergy of all 5 of these ingredients compressed in this little yellow pill. It's actually activating our cells to make antioxidants, and clinically proven to reduce cellular oxidative stress by 40% in the first 30 days, you guys. After 120 days, the scientists can't distinguish the oxidative stress levels of an 80-year-old to a 20-year-old. So when Kim and I are 80, we're going to have oxidative stress levels of a 20-year-old. And glutathione, if you guys have done any research on glutathione, glutathione is our mother of all antioxidants. It's made in our bodies by our bodies. You cannot supplement with glutathione. Well, glutathione levels decrease as we get older. You know, good nutritious foods sometimes can increase glutathione, but 300% increase by taking Protandim is a really, really big deal. And our National Institutes of Aging, you guys, studied Protandim for 10 years, federally funded. Your own taxpayer dollars went into this study. Studied Protandim for 10 years. They also studied turmeric all by itself and green tea all by itself, resveratrol and fish oils, and Protandim, Nerve2, for 10 years. After the 10 years, in 2015, was when the study ended, they deemed that Protandim is the only thing they've studied yet so far that actually extends quality of life, because it does indeed keep oxidative stress levels at an all-time low. Like, drop the mic. I feel like that's all I have to say. Here's a plant-based product that you take every single day, and our National Institute of Aging says it extends quality of life in mammals. Like, it's $49.99. Hello. This is why, though, we're being so loud, and we really, really need to share the word, because this is a really big deal. You know, this was formulated in 2003 by a microbiologist who studied different formulas to try to, you know, bring down cellular inflammation. And he came up with this formula. He started writing his own papers. Well, in 2005, John Quinones of ABC Primetime Investigative Report went to go kind of debunk the theory. He went to go interview the doctor, like, this can't be a plant-based product reducing oxidative stress, you know, in the body. So if you haven't seen this 6-minute investigative report, ask the person who introduced you to this to check out this video. It's fascinating. It's the best third-party, you know, thing that we can show you, right? John Quinones gets his blood drawn on live TV, takes Protandim every day for 2 weeks, comes back, gets his blood drawn again. His oxidative stress levels went down 45% in 2 weeks. This was huge. So Protandim actually used to be on the shelves of CVS Pharmacy, GNC Pharmacy. And right after this report aired, they had like $3 million in sales. It was huge. Oprah Winfrey was wanting it. And then the sales started to piddle out, because the kid making $8 an hour at CVS Pharmacy is not going to take the time to share why Protandim is so different than anything else on the shelves. So in 2009, that's when we switched to direct sales, where, you know, people like me and Kim and Kat, who you're going to hear from here in a minute, you know, we are locking our arms together, and we're pushing this information through a network of people, because it's that important. We're publicly traded. And another reason we continue to show this ABC Primetime Investigative Report is because this was the catalyst that spawned other universities and institutions to do their own self-funded studies on Protandim. We now have 28 peer-reviewed published studies on PubMed.gov. That is our US Library of Medicine, NIH, National Institutes of Health. So if you're one of those researchers and you want to see for yourself, go to PubMed, type in oxidative stress, and you're going to see over 210,000 studies on how it's associated with diseases, anything you can think of, and type in Protandim, and you're going to see our published studies there. There's one on osteoarthritis, there's one on multiple sclerosis, the one by NIA is in there. And I have to say that, you know, we can't say that Protandim or any of our products treats, cures, or mitigates any disease, but we can say 100% of the cases, 100% of the time, that they are showing it is decreasing oxidative stress an average of 40% in the first 30 days. Big deal. And here's a snapshot of some of the institutions that use their own money to study Protandim: American Heart Association, Mayo Clinic, Texas Tech. So you're thinking, well, Christy, I eat a lot of antioxidants, and I really, really hope you do. So when you eat antioxidants, they neutralize oxidative stress, right? And I like to take this opportunity first to kind of step back a minute and say, okay, so we've got this cellular oxidative stress happening. The only thing that neutralizes oxidative stress are antioxidants. So what food group contains antioxidants? The only food group that contains antioxidants. It's the foods that Mother Nature provides for us, right? That's where we're supposed to get our nourishment from. Plant-based foods, fruits and vegetables and grains and beans and legumes and plants contain antioxidants. Nothing else out there does. And these are antioxidants that our bodies recognize and get nourishment from. So eat your plant-based foods, please, you know, in different colors and varieties and in season, because they contain different phytonutrients. Now, direct antioxidants neutralize free radicals on a one-to-one basis. So we're making trillions of free radicals every single day, all day long. So if you eat a carton of wild blueberries, for instance, and say that there's 16,000 antioxidants in them, that's awesome. You're neutralizing 16,000 free radicals. Eat that carton of blueberries, eat your broccoli, eat your spinach. But by activating NRF2 with Protandim, you're neutralizing 1 million free radicals. Isn't that crazy? So when you consume lots and lots of antioxidants, it's like pouring a Dixie cup of water throughout the body to neutralize that oxidative stress. When you're taking Protandim every day, it's like a fire hose in every compartment of the body just shooting out the flames. Like, big deal, right? So this hero formulation that we have, it's patented. Nobody else has it. You guys, we have it in our skin system. We have it in our hair system. Again, working on a cellular level without chemicals. It's clean, plant-based, but helping with the neutralizing that oxidative stress from the environmental damage we get. And Protandim for dogs. The pet business is huge, and this is scientifically proven to reduce oxidative stress levels in your best friend. And then Axio, NRF2 brain activation. So I want to continue on to a different part of our cell. So remember in 7th grade science, the mighty mitochondria? The mitochondria is like the engine of our cell, the brain of our cell. And we need mitochondria to live, right? So, but mitochondria deplete slowly as we age. And once we're out of mitochondria, we're dead. We obviously need our cellular energy. Things that deplete mitochondria even quicker, you guys, are things like Papa ibuprofen, like it's candy, you know, pharmaceutical drugs, stress, trauma, not sleeping well, poor food choices, deplete mitochondria even quicker. That's the second leading cause of age and disease. So our company formulated a product with 5 different plant ingredients to actually reboot our mitochondria. It's called Protandim Nerf 1, alpha lipoic acid, coenzyme Q10, grape extract, quercetin and acetyl-L-carnitine. A couple of these things physicians are actually prescribing for heart health. So this is all in one, and again, synergistically formulated to increase your ATP, your cellular energy, boosting mitochondrial function. So now I want you to really visualize every cell in your body, and we're rebooting the mitochondria, the cellular energy, and we're keeping oxidative stress levels at an all-time low. Think about how your body feels at that point. Like now you get Nutrigenomics, right? Like formulating products our bodies are activated by, they recognize, they function and perform better. And this is why Kim had such incredible results and started feeling well. And then our third Protandim product is Protandim Nad. And this is where some of the current research is being done in longevity. So we have these sirtuins, they're our longevity gene. And scientists have known for years and years that the sirtuin activity depletes very rapidly as we get older. And they knew that, man, if we could figure out how to keep sirtuin activity going, we can literally extend life, quality of life, extend it for years and years, decades even. And there's a book out there called Lifespan, read it. It's all about sirtuins. So now they have figured out how to activate sirtuins. You can go through a very, very strict caloric restriction, which most people don't do, and it's very unsafe. Also, we have two competitors out there. They formulated a NAD, which activates sirtuin activity through synthetic ingredients, and it activates sirtuin activity by 2%. Our NAD activates sirtuin activity by 100% in the first 24 hours. And it's supporting autophagy, which is the dumping out of toxins out of our cells. It's really amazing. This is a new product that's been out just a couple years. And then I want to talk about gut health. So, all disease starts in the gut. Hippocrates knew it in 460 BC. All disease starts in the gut, and our guts are so unhealthy. I don't care how clean you live. One course of antibiotics destroys our gut health for 1 full year. And our guts are just, delicate flora and fauna, and we have to nourish them. So a lot of people are already taking probiotics because they've read the studies on poor gut health and poor brain health, gut-brain connection. So think Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, depression, anxiety. Poor gut health leads to weight gain. Our guts can't absorb good nutrients from our foods. And poor immune system. And what I didn't really realize is that most probiotics die when they hit the stomach acid. I was taking a really expensive probiotic for like 6 years, the kind that's liquid and you keep in the fridge. And then I realized, wow, it's just expensive stuff that's dying. It's not even doing anything. And things like kombucha, which I love. I drink kombucha, but I don't drink it for the probiotic effect because very little enters our guts. And, like sauerkraut and all those fermented foods. Keep eating that. But our ProBio is specially formulated through this BioTract technology. It comes in these little spheres, and you take 3 a day, and it gets past the stomach acid, and it's time released to get that good nourishing bacteria to the small and large intestine. You guys, this is a game changer. Think about all those conversations you have with people, and everyone's guts, they're complaining about it being gassy and bloated and constipated or diarrhea, right? We also have a prebiotic, which is a drink. It's a powder that you mix with water, and it has fiber in it. So if you're trying to lose some weight and not eat so much, drink the prebiotic 30 minutes before you eat, and you're going to feel more full. But it's also like the fertilizer for the probiotic, and the two together are a game changer. My husband and I actually, just to be in a good habit, and to remember, we drink the prebiotic and take the probiotic at night before we go to bed. I just learned that our gut activity is the highest at the hours of 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. Isn't that crazy? So it's a really good time to take the pre and probiotic, and your stomach's just going to be a little bit more settled at night, and you're going to wake up, you're going to be more regular, you're going to be pooping more. We really do need to talk about poop. Like, we should be pooping healthy poops 3 to 6 times a day, and not the toothpaste kind of poops. So how to really regulate that? Think about that. And, I can just tell from people's skin if they're regular or not. Right, Kim? We do need to talk more about it. And then omegas, like clean quality fish oils. So what's going on is that, you know, our diets are high in omega-6s, but we're not getting enough omega-3s and 7s. And that imbalance is what is throwing our bodies off. So physicians, again, are prescribing fish oils. People are running to Costco, they're buying their fish oils, and then they stop taking them after a few days because they burp up rancid fishy burps. I mean, I've done that in the past, and I just don't even take them, like, no way. But I want you to think about this. If you were to go to a restaurant and order a piece of fish and then go home and start burping up rancid fishy burps, wouldn't you think that is a bad piece of fish? Like, I'm not going there again, or I'm calling the manager. So think about that with your fish oil. Same thing, they're filled with poor quality fish and lots of different fillers. So our omegas are clean and pure. They come from only two sources: cold water fatty fish from Norway and Alaska. And literally you can take the bottle and they can trace it all the way back to the boat it was caught on. They're clean and pure. They test it for potency, purity, heavy metals. You can actually bite into the gel caps and it's clean tasting. So the 4 products: Protandim Nerf 2, reducing oxidative stress; Nerf 1, rebuilding the mitochondria; ProBio, gut health; and omegas, good for your brain, your heart, your skin, your eyes. Those 4 is called the Vitality Stack. That's what most of us are taking. I know there are different ingredients that our bodies are recognized, are addressing different organs and systems of our body. And we're just feeling so much better. And we're tossing out all the old school stuff. And this Vitality Stack has actually won some awards. We have a brand new product called Daily Wellness that has zinc and elderberry. I know a lot of you are taking these already, like during this kind of cold and flu season. Vitamin C, vitamin D, and fermented yeast, which is actually a postbiotic, but it's all in one in a drink. It tastes like acai and elderberry combined. So it's a daily wellness booster that you want to take every day. And I mentioned earlier about Axio. It's got some Nerf 2 ingredients in it. This is a powder you flavor your water with. I want you to think about the whole energy drink market, right? Like, people are drinking energy drinks like crazy: Monsters, Red Bulls, Gatorades, filled with like artificial colors and flavors and sugars that are just giving this artificial stimulation. That's not what we need when we're feeling tired and fatigued. Think about it. It's actually coming from our brain. You know, we spend our days just like multitasking and being stressed and busy and talking on the phone and on our computers. And we're fatigued because our brain is getting fatigued. So Axio actually is brain food: B vitamins, DMAE, pine bark extract, L-theanine. It's in this whole category called nootropics. Look it up: Nootropics. And it's actually, Axio within 20 minutes is turning on neurotransmitters in our brain and really helping with focus and clarity and energy coming from our brain. You guys, it's sweetened with stevia, you know, no artificial anything. And this is like non-compliant, but we do have a neurologist that's part of our LifeVantage team. And he was studying brain mapping of an ADD teen on Nerf 2 and Axio, and this is the results. So a lot of physicians, again, are part of LifeVantage, and healthcare providers and alternative practitioners, and you know, they're just kind of all doing their internal research. But the whole Nerf 2 and Axio combination is really astounding, and we can give you some videos to explain just the combination of these two for ADD, ADHD, autism. And then just some photos on Nerf 2 hair activation. You know, photos say it all. My photos are on the top right there. I didn't even know my part was that big until I kind of, you know, the hair system came out. I'm like, okay, I'll play this game. I'm gonna, you know, take the before photos. I'm like, holy cow, that was my 6 weeks result. This is my friend on the below right here, Erica. She was 28 years old and she was suffering from alopecia, you guys, and she tried everything. And, you know, everything for hair growth and even your skin products has so many chemicals in it. And, you know, chemicals get absorbed in the skin in 20 seconds. We've got to be very observant of this and not use things with chemicals. We've got to be more, conscientious about that. So here's Erica, 28 years old, and she got on our hair system, shampoo, conditioner, and a scalp serum, and look at her results in just 5 weeks. Then she shared it with her friend, Amanda, again, suffered for 8 years with alopecia, tried everything. And this is her results from her hair system, clean, no chemicals, and just, beautiful skin from the inside out. Melena here in the middle, this is just a telltale sign of really what's happening to our bodies when it's being activated. Melena for 4.5 years was taking the Vitality Stack and using the True Science skincare, no chemical peels, no Botox, no laser treatments. And this is her before and after 4.5 years. Aging is slowing down and actually reversing. Her body is just functioning better. Her collagen, and look at her skin. It's tighter, it's glowier, it's beautiful. And when you think about inflammation on the skin, like acne and rosacea and eczema and psoriasis, skin cancers, even melasma and spots and wrinkles, you guys, that's all inflammation on the skin, and it's really coming from within. So by taking the Vitality Stack, getting your gut healthy, feeding your skin antioxidants and fish oils, you're going to see a huge improvement in the skin. And then using the skin system on the outside, it's beautiful. So we have a really great friends and family program. I hope by now you understand the value of these products and tossing out your old school, getting activated with our products. You're going to be thrilled with the results, feeling better, sleeping better, and you're going to want to share it with your friends. And we have this really cool program called the Friends and Family Program, where as soon as you're a customer, you have your own unique link, you share it with a friend, they immediately get $10 off their product, you get $10 credit toward your next purchase, and there's no limits to this. You can accumulate as many $10 credits as you want. So this is really sweet, because once you understand what oxidative stress is, friends don't let friends have oxidative stress. This is what our shirts say over here. Friends do not let friends have oxidative stress. You want to share it with the ones you love. So this is like the best side gig ever. And I'm going to bring on my friend and nurse out in California, Kat Nisen, to share her experience, why she said yes to LifeVantage, and how it's been just a great side gig for her.
Well, thanks, Christy. Thanks for having me on. I love your information and how simple it is to just see how amazing these products are and all the science that really is behind it. And Kim, also fellow nurse there, I salute you for us nurses who have been, had a rough last year, a lot going on. So like Christy said, my name is Kat Nisen. I'm here in the Bay Area, been practicing as a nurse for the last 14 years. I work in cardiovascular progressive care, which is taking care of patients who have undergone open heart surgery. Also taking care of patients who have thoracic surgery and the vented patient who has respiratory issues. So a lot of instabilities, unstable patients, a lot going on and a lot of stress. And so I like to say that as a nurse, my passion is always to help somebody. It's always to give them the best outcome, to give them the best quality of life, because we only get one life. And so sometimes things kind of come out of nowhere. And lately I'm finding my patients saying, I wish I would have known that my life was going to be like this. And it's like a drop to my heart, because I feel what they're feeling. They're the ones that are laying in that bed. They're wondering what went wrong. They're wondering what else they could have done to prevent things. And so for me, I joined this company because of what it did for my family. I am a product story of the product. And that's how I started, is just sharing my story. My mom had suffered from a lot of ailments throughout her life from a bad car accident. And someone mentioned this product and said to give it a try. And at first I laughed it off and thought, oh, plants, I don't know if this is going to work. But digging into the science behind it, the fact that American Heart Association had taken this product and studied it, the fact that Northwestern University had taken this product, which most of the doctors I work with are from Northwestern University, the National Institute of Aging, the fact that Erin Brockovich sits on the board of this company blew my mind, because if something was not right, she would find out. And just like a nurse, you cannot fool us any bit. We will find it in your labs. We will see any symptoms. If you're hiding something, we will know about it. So for me, after my mom was on this product and what it did and transformed her life is how I just wanted to share this with as many people as I could to give them the best quality of life and the best opportunity. And granted, I thought, you know, I'm in my 30s, I'm 37 right now. I have 2 children. And I figured I'm pretty healthy, but, as we get older, we kind of get some aches and pains, or we have more inflammation in our body. I didn't suffer from things when I wasn't pregnant, and my body kind of changed after I had kids. And so what I found what this product did for me was it did improve my sleep. It did reduce some of those inflammation things and reduce that oxidative stress like Christi was talking about, and just give me a happier, better quality of life. And so as a mom of 2, working as a nurse 3 days a week, also being in school, also having a lot on my plate, someone had mentioned you should think about sharing this opportunity with other people. And so I did, and I joined, and it's been, almost, I think I'm coming up on 2 years, and it forever has changed my life for the better. And a lot of people think that, oh, I'm not a salesperson or this and that, and I'm not. I'm giving somebody the option to have a better quality of life. And if they want it, it's there. And if they don't, it's totally okay. I just want the best for everybody and want to see the best outcome. So as a nurse, I work the 3 days, and I was working a lot of extra hours and staying over. And I would leave the house at about 5:45 in the morning, and I would stay over at work and not get home till about 8:30 at night. And so my kids were 6 and 10 at the time. And every night when I would tuck them in bed, they would look up at me with their sad eyes and ask me, "Are you working tomorrow?" And I would say yes. And they would say, "Are you staying over?" And I said, "Yeah." And they would cry and they would be upset, and it would break my heart that I could not be there with them, because we know our kids are only small for so long. And granted, this last year has been kind of crazy, and my husband's an essential worker, and so am I, and we are blessed to have that. But, LifeVantage was my plan B. And thank God it was, because my dad got let go from his job, and my mom and dad were struggling to pay for groceries. And so I was fortunate enough to help them out with that. I was also fortunate enough to not have to stay over at work and have another source of income just by simply sharing my story with people and changing a life. And for me, really what it is when I get text messages that someone feels better, that something has improved, that they're so happy, that's really the value that I take. And even as a nurse, when I see my patients are improving and progressing, that's when I know I did something for somebody else today. I'm making a difference. And so for me, tying LifeVantage into my life, I'm helping people in a different way. I'm trying to find and give them better options to prevent them from having to be in that hospital bed, because nobody wants to be there. And so joining this company, I get to share a wealth of information with people. I get to lock arms with amazing people like Christi and Kim, who I can't wait to meet and hug, and Sylvia that's on here, and Marisol, and just everybody that I've come across, Jessica, who I just met in Utah last week. They all have the same goal, and it's to help people feel better and just to live a better life. And so I get to work from my phone when I want to. I get to make my own hours, and I just get to be with my kids, to have that time flexibility. And that being with my kids is so important right now. And there's a lot going on in this world, but I am very blessed to be a part of this company and to get to share with others a better outcome. So Christi, thank you so much for having me on. I do want to mention too, I was looking at some of the statistics about business, and it says starting a new business in 2020, there were 4.41 million applications submitted in 2020 to start a new business. That's 78.9% more than the applications received in 2010. So that kind of tells you that with everything going on, people want options, people want a plan B, people want to find something with a purpose. And for me, being a part of LifeVantage has given me more back than I could ever be more blessed to be a part of. So I'm just happy that person shared the opportunity. And if you're on here listening, I hope this kind of resonates, and I'm just grateful that you're listening to my story, and I hope it helps in some kind of way.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kat.
So with that, if you guys have any other questions or need more information, get back to the person who shared this video with you. We've got lots of information we can share. What we know about aging and disease and lack of nutrition, we feel with all of our hearts that everyone needs to get on the products and become activated. And if you're looking for an opportunity, or if you know anyone, please send them to the person who invited you today. Thank you.
Thank you.